I'm not going to ask you to comment on specific shorts, et cetera, but at what point does this really have a longer lasting effect to the overall market?
Well, it's having an impact on the overall market right now in the sense that, as Danny explained, anytime you get a short squeeze, you always have the possibility that the losses are so big for certain types of hedge fund styles that they're liquidating long positions that are also in the money. And this is what's having a depressing impact on the overall market. But my own observation is that these sort of single name issues don't tend to dominate for more than a couple of weeks. So you could obviously have more stress, more dislocations, which is driven by this phenomenon. But I don't think it's the big story in global markets right now over kind of a 1 to 3 month basis. I think that's much more around whether or not the U.S. is going to deliver more fiscal stimulus, when European lockdowns are going to ease, what the relative performance is of U.S. versus European economies, and what that means for value rotation. So, this is a big deal, I think, for this week and maybe for next week. I don't think it's a big deal for overall asset allocation.
Nevertheless, John, do you think we are at a point, and there's a lot of notes that I'm reading at the moment that have the word bubble in at the moment, that we could be looking for a straw that breaks the market?
Yes, I think anytime valuations are high, people rightly should look for straws, whether those are policy related or macro related. But when I kind of scan the policy and the macro landscape, I'm finding kind of extremely thin straws. I think the worst you can say about the global economy right now is that the virus is having, a lot of success in keeping European growth suppressed, and European policymakers are not providing more stimulus on the fiscal side in the background. But that's not the situation in the U.S. at all. In the U.S., the case count is rolling over. Restrictions on certain states like California are being eased, and the U.S. is talking about another, $1 to $2 trillion stimulus package on the back of the one that had already passed at the end of December. So I really kind of struggle to find, a significant global catalyst that will be of systemic importance. I can see some smaller catalysts that are a bit more regional, like exactly how the virus and the vaccine drama is playing out in Europe, but I don't think of that as a global phenomenon.